Good evening and welcome to the Rochester Regional Sports Stadium here in Rochester, Minnesota, as we get ready to start the second home game in Med City Football Club history. They're coming back from a 3-game road trip in which they went to Fargo, Minneapolis, and St. Paul, and tonight they host the Minnesota Twin Stars. Another beautiful night here in Rochester for a soccer match. About 75 degrees, game time start temperature here. And for Med City, shaking up the lineup a little bit since the home opener, in which Tilo Wilk and Dion Dozell, a couple of starters during that match, who helped in the 4-0 victory with a couple goals apiece, or between them, rather, are both starting out as subs tonight. So head coach Luke Corey still shuffling the lineup a little bit. During their road trip, the Mayhem went 1-1-1. A win, a loss, and a tie. And so currently the record stands at 2-1-1. And they'd like to get win number 3 here tonight in the MPSL. We are just about set to get going here as players take the field and get stretched out. Another good crowd here tonight for the second game in Rochester in Med City Football Club team history here. And of course, they're undefeated at home. Like I said, they won 4-0 in the season opener against El Sierras out of La Crosse before getting their first loss hung on them up in Fargo against the Dakota Fusion. They will have a rematch against the Fusion in 17 days against the Dakota Fusion here at the Regional Sports Stadium. They'll also have another Wednesday night game a week from tonight against the Sioux Falls Thunder. So they'll get a chance to see a lot of these teams twice this season. This will be the only game against the Minnesota Twin Stars to be played this season. The Twin Stars with the white tops, black shorts, and Med City blue and white tops, green shorts. Stretching out and getting ready to go here. So a little bit of a delayed start here tonight. 7:06 our start time, and we are underway here at the Regional Sports Stadium. And it is the Twin Stars who start with possession. Far side of the field, they get it to Kareem Darbaki. And Med City's defense swarms around him. Pushing it up ahead, but not finding anyone is the captain, Midat Mujic. He was all over the place in the home opener, and number 10 in blue, definitely a player to watch for the Mayhem. With it now is Raheem Omar. On the far side, and both teams sort of feeling each other out here in the first minute of action as that ball is knocked away by a Med City defender. It will travel out of bounds, and Adam Akita will send it in. Starting in net tonight, too, for the Med City Mayhem, instead of Nate Levy, who started the home opener, it is J.C. Perez Castro from Barcelona, Spain. An international flavor on this Med City squad. 14 international players to be exact, 10 from the United States, and most of those are from right here in Minnesota. Fans continuing to pile in here as we've got about 2 minutes gone in the first half. Teams trading possessions near midfield, now booted towards the seats. That'll travel out of bounds, last touched by the Mayhem. It's a little slower pace to start things off. Again, we're only working, or at least I am, with a one-game sample size, seeing what this team did at home against El Sierras. And the Mayhem Well, it was mayhem for El Sierras. They could just not keep up with the quicker legs of Med City. And so tonight, looks like these two teams, at least for the time being, slowing it down a bit. Oh, there's plenty of time for that to change. Javier Gomez with it near side. Surrounded by a couple defenders. That one was tipped away by Christian Deaconson of the Twin Stars. And Mujic keeps it in the zone and now sent ahead by Jake Turnbull. And the defense for the Twin Stars. Plenty of guys back. Adama Kita there to send it ahead to Raheem Omar. Now a long pass up ahead. Nice defense there by Iggy Mia, rather. To knock that one away. Nacho Garrido tips it forward, gets taken down, and it'll be Med City possession. 3:30 gone here in the first half. Neither team really getting within 20 yards of the net. And so feeling each other out here in the early minutes. Midfield, it's Garrido trying to send it forward. Looking for Ayo Adebayo, player who was not here yet during that home opener. So excited to see what number 18 in blue has to provide for the Mayhem here tonight. That one tapped back by Tiernan Talbot, one of the local products on the Med City FC squad. And now a bit of a push here for the Mayhem as Mujic gets the feed in the left corner. And good defense once again. That was Baranidam Korda closing in on Mujic before he could do anything with it. And we are at the 4:30 mark of the first half. Med City FC is proud to be able to offer youth club soccer players in Rochester and surrounding communities free season passes as part of our affiliate youth club sponsorship. Youth players who show their pass to the game will get free all season long. A special thank you to Mayo Clinic Sports Medicine and Global Sports Experience Network for supporting this program. Once again, it's Mujic in the corner, having that one tapped away. That was Benjamin Miller making the nice defensive deflection. And Javier Gomez will inbound it. Cleared out by the Twin Stars. Right back to Iggy Mia. Sends it ahead to Tiernan Talbot. And turned over. Med City forced to retreat once again. Good slide there by Mia. Ending the rush by the Twin Stars. Adebayo with it, far side. Defended well. And still neither team really has asserted dominance just yet. It's Omar. Again, far side. Staying patient with it. Right at midfield. And he taps it back to Kita. Again, a much different pace than what we saw in the home opener. Med City was basically just able to toy with El Sierras in that dominant victory. And I asked Coach Corey that night, is that the style that we can expect, is to go up and down? And he said that's at least what we wanted to do on that night. And I think that's what Med City still wants to do here, but the Twin Stars taking the air out of the ball here, at least in the early minutes. Gomez up ahead. The two Pazos scored a goal in that season opener. Has it tipped away. Gomez there. And now Garrido Sends it across the field to Talbot. Talbot taken down. They are going to whistle there. And Talbot got a ball to the head as that one was cleared out by a member of the Minnesota Twin Stars. And that member was quick to apologize. That was Brian Chapman. So a good show of sportsmanship there. Probably doesn't make Talbot's face feel any better, but the free kick on the way for Med City. Sent in by Tehet, deflected away. And now Garrido tries to get it ahead, and Med City able to keep it in the zone. Garrido, pass ahead, deflects back towards Mujic. And now it's Med City being a little patient offensively, trying to find some weaknesses in that Twin Star defense. Get social with Med City FC at the game. Share what's happening tonight with your family and friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or Snapchat. And don't forget to hashtag Med City FC and hashtag 90 Minutes of Mayhem. No, seriously, get your phone out right now and connect with us on social media. Twin Stars pushed across midfield, at least for the time being. As we approach the 10-minute mark here in the first half, neither team with a shot yet. So a very defensive battle, at least to start this one off. That can change in a hurry. But both teams protecting their nets thus far. It's Adebayo trying to keep that one in possession for Med City. He's going to get the whistle there. Corey on the sidelines directing some traffic here. As these two teams look pretty evenly matched, at least here in the early going. Mujic causes the turnover, but it's taken right back. Once again, it's Kita. He's made a couple nice defensive plays already tonight as he charges over onto the other side and has it picked away. Errant pass there by Med City, however, will give possession back to the Twin Stars. In a world of black and white, make your world pop with Fast Signs of Rochester. Their team of creative minds, experts, and problem solvers will help increase the visibility of your business. They have a full line of products and services including design, banners, vinyl graphics, business cards, flyers, and much more. Give them a call for a free consultation at 507-405-3232. Fast Signs is proud to be the premium sponsor for Med City FC. Fast Signs, more than fast, more than signs. No score, 11 minutes gone here in the first half as we get another whistle on the far sideline. It'll be Twin Star possession. And Omar with it up top. That could actually be Grant Dumler. Tough to tell if that's a 17 or a 12 with the graphics that the Twin Stars have in the back of their jerseys. But comparing that number with the other twos in the field, I do believe that is Grant Dumler who has it now at midfield. And Dumler with a bad pass tipped away by Jake Turnbull. And then Turnbull kept it in bounds. Sean Teskey will come out to grab it. First action for either goalkeeper here in the first 12 minutes of action. Pesky will get to handle again as Mujic gives him a little pressure. And now it's Turnbull again. Nope, not Turnbull. Jared Wolt keeping it in the zone as Adebayo gets taken down, looking for a whistle. He's not going to get one. So possession will go back to the Twin Stars. 13 minutes gone here in the first half. No score. Brandon's Brewing Company and Restaurant is the official restaurant sponsor of Med City FC. Join your fellow Mayhem fans before the game for a bite to eat and to prepare for the game, or come out to Grand Rounds with the team after the game to celebrate their victory. Grand Rounds will also be live streaming Med City FC's away matches, so be sure to come down and watch the Mayhem with us, even when they're not in town. Dumler sends it ahead for the Twin Stars. Looking for Brian Chapman. That one's sent out of bounds as well. A quick exchange. New soccer ball comes in. Twin Stars try to catch Med City sleeping. Didn't work. And so they retreat back towards midfield. And now last touch by the Twin Stars. Med City will take over. A methodical pace here in the first 15 minutes. Pass up ahead to Adebayo from Turnbull, and he has it taken away. Again, it's Adama Kita. Kita, an impressive defender. That one goes up ahead, chased right on the far side. Met by a couple Med City defenders. So far, the Twin Stars have not been able to get it, if you're looking at the football check marks here, past the 20-yard line. So no red zone offense. Not talking about the other football, but Med City again forces them back towards midfield. Nice pass up ahead. Maybe a little too strong, as that was intended for Baronitam Corda, and he was unable to chase it down. Bubble Ball Rochester offers inflatable fun for your next event or party. Bubble Ball is perfect entertainment for graduation parties, bachelor parties, company picnics, and so much more. Book Bubble Ball Rochester for your next event, whether you want to play capture the flag or bubble soccer, we do it all. Check us out at rochester.bubbleball.com. Met City with it near field, or near midfield rather. Javier Gomez on the near side. Ahead to Mirat Mujic, who splits a couple defenders, sends it towards midfield. Nacho Garrido sizing up the defense and finding Matu Pazos in the corner. Pazos back to Garrido. Nice give and go. Pazos with a shot too high. But a nice setup nonetheless by the Med City Football Club, and they hear it from the home fans. The Twin Stars defense certainly making them work here tonight. But Med City found a hole, and at least a scoring chance, our first one during these first 17 minutes of action. Perez Castro sends that one ahead. His first touch of the night. And now Gomez sending it far down the field looking for Jake Turnbull, a little too strong on the bomb pass. Twin Stars regain possession. Tapped in, Gomez up ahead to Pazos. And again, it's a little too far out in front of Jake Turnbull. Turnbull upset with himself that he wasn't able to chase that one down. Although it was a couple big sprints in a row for number 11. Jared Wolk keeps it in the zone, and now Garrido with a big kick. That one will go over the fence, so a new ball comes into play. Med City trying to gamble here a little bit and force a turnover. Unable to come away with anything, but do force the long pass. And now near side, it's Baronita Corda in the corner. Gomez there to defend. Helped a bit by Iggy Mia. Corner kick, however, on the way for the Twin Stars, who have had zero offense up to this point. And we see it so often in these types of matches. Sometimes a corner kick is all a team needs to spark themselves offensively. And they have to just tap it in. Kita to Dobraki. Now back to Kita. Very little challenge there for Med City defensively. Pass up ahead. They're looking for Adebayo again to get past that defense. He's been there a couple times. The passes just haven't quite connected to him. And now he's got it in the corner, and an offside is the call. Well, if they connect on one of those, Adebayo is looking at a wide open one-on-one opportunity. Again, we didn't see him in the home opener. He hadn't arrived yet for the club. So our first glimpse at him here tonight. And he certainly has fresh legs. As it's Turnbull getting the pass near side. Taken away by Corda. Up ahead to Grant Dumler. Midfield. Taking his time, and so you see Med City trying to push that tempo a little bit. Twin Stars don't appear ready or capable to want to go at a frenetic pace here. 20 minutes gone here in the first half, as that touch by Corda right before it went out of bounds gives possession back to Med City. Another turnover. This time it's Tiernan Talbot intercepting the pass, bringing it across midfield for the Mayhem. Garrido, and now Adebayo. One-on-one opportunity against Kita. And Kita has been shut down defensively for the Twin Stars. He's in charge of stopping that push again by Med City. As the Sawbones Army gets a little loud. Med City's premier cheering section here. Gomez trying to chase that one down, and he won't be able to reach it. During today's halftime show, our friends at Global Sports Experience Network will present 3 outstanding players from the Destination Barcelona Soccer Camp held during Memorial Day weekend. Each player will receive an official FC Barcelona jersey signed especially for this camp by either Lionel Messi, Luis Suarez, or Neymar. For more information about this camp and to learn how to participate in the next camp that will be held August 7th through 11th, Make sure to stop by GSCN's booth located by the concession stands or visit www.gscnusa.com. Roughly halfway through the first half, no score here from the Regional Sports Stadium in Rochester. Minnesota Twin Stars looking to deploy a methodical pace, and so far it's kept both teams off the board. Just one scoring chance for Med City, none thus far for the Twin Stars. A nifty little passing there between Turnbull and Pazos. And Turnbull took a spill. I think they are going to issue a yellow card here. I can't see the number of the player who is pleading his case with the officials right now, but when we get that information, we'll share it with you. Yellow card issued to number 21, Benjamin Miller. So it's Benjamin Miller who gets issued the yellow card. And perhaps that's a carryover. I saw him and Turnbull get mixed up once earlier, and now it's Turnbull getting behind the defense. An opportunity, boots it forward, and what a save by Sean Teskey. A valiant effort by Jake Turnbull, who is absolutely exhausted after that push. He got by a couple defenders and was stumbling to the ground, still managed to get a pretty decent shot off, and Teskey, with cat-like reflexes, able to keep it out of the net. So the best scoring chance thus far for Med City. Turnbull was included on the other one with Matu Pazos, a little give-and-go action, and so Jake Turnbull into the starting lineup has had a busy start here tonight. More conversation with the officials now. It's Nacho Garrido talking it up with one of the players of Minnesota Twin Stars, Kareem Darbaki. I think Darbaki still upset about the yellow card that was issued to Miller. And a nice pass at Abayo to Mujic. Couple defensemen there from Minnesota, and now a shot attempt will go wide left by Matu Pazos. But some good chances for Med City here the last 5 minutes of action. They've definitely spent more time in the Twin Star zone. As Minnesota, the Twin Stars, look to change that. Turnbull deflects it out of bounds. With the aforementioned Miller on the near side, passing it ahead to Ethan Petrie. Again, the Twin Stars have really struggled even to get it across midfield, as the forwards for Med City playing some good defense here. Making the Twin Stars earn just about everything. 26 minutes gone here in the first half. Still no score, although Med City has started to establish a little bit of momentum here the last few minutes. Darbaki with it. Pass up ahead. Defenseman there for Med City. That was Tiernan Talbot deflecting that one out of bounds. Trickles away, and Brian Chapman will send it in. Passes towards the net and cleared out by Alexis Tehet. Kick sent in, and now a shot attempt easily handled by J.C. Perez Castro. That was Kareem Darbaki. And sometimes when you're struggling offensively, that's really all you can do is at least just throw a shot on net and see what happens. So Med City able to handle the push by the Twin Stars. And now it's Iggy Mia pushing it up ahead for Med City. Nice play there by Adebayo. Up ahead, Jake Turnbull. Another chance, tries to center it, and nobody there. Adebayo was his only colleague down there, and he was still working across a couple defenders and likely gassed from the move to get it across midfield initially. Now it's Petrie getting it across, having it intercepted by Jared Wolt. Mia cross pass, that one a little sloppy. Tipped back, Petrie with it. And now over in the corner, a wide open look. Left-handed shot, hits the crossbar, headed. And what's the call on the field here? So they call that one a goal. I'm not even sure at what point it was because the shot was sent in. Perez Castro made a nice play on it. And then there was a header, but I thought the whistle blew before the header attempt. So I'm not even sure to tell you who got credit for the goal. But as it stands, Minnesota, the Twin Stars, have a 1-0 lead, and now Adebayo nearly got an answer. And they call another offsides on Adebayo. Second time he's been whistled for that here in this first half. So some tough luck for Med City. Med City with another offensive charge here. The crowd starting to get into it. Especially after some bad luck. That shot off the crossbar by Ethan Petrie. We're trying to figure it out up here in the booth if that was called the goal. I didn't see who got in for the rebound. Heading it in, but it was Petrie with the left-footed attempt. In fact, so much confusion on the field that even our personnel down on the field didn't know that that was counted as a goal. It was really an awkward exchange because of that shot. And then the stop by Perez Castro after it hit the crossbar. He got his hands on it, deflected it away. Another member of the Twin Stars headed it, but the whistle appeared to blow at that point. And they were whistling the play dead as if it were a goal. And now here comes Med City. Garrido didn't quite have the angle, tried to center it, nobody there. And now Javier Gomez with it near side. The two Pazos sending it in and plucked out of the air by Sean Teskey, who's made a couple nice plays now The big stop on Jake Turnbull. That was the best scoring chance for Med City here in this first half. And there's Turnbull getting into it now with Christian Deaconson. They got tangled up. Deaconson landed on top of Turnbull. And now Turnbull being told to calm down. As you'll remember, he was included on that yellow card that was issued to Benjamin Miller. So we've been saying his name a lot tonight for a number of reasons. 32.5 minutes gone here in the first half. The Minnesota Twin Stars lead the Med City Football Club 1-0 on a controversial goal. Med City has appeared to outplay the Twin Stars, but right now the scoreboard favoring the team in white. And you got to believe with their defensive style, they might just try to keep it 1-0. Perhaps they played for a break in the defense or something like that, but this team was awfully patient even before they got the goal. Free kick on the way here from Med City. Alexis Tehet sending it in, and that is right into the waiting hands of Sean Teskey. And Teskey passing it far side. And as the Twin Stars get into their offense here, Med City needs to be careful. Looking, the body language anyway, not nearly as energetic as it was moments ago, as that shot deflected away by Jared Wolt sends it back towards midfield. Out of bounds, Minnesota will send it right back in. Well, we got word who received credit for that goal. It was Brian Chapman, number 19. So if my memory serves me correct, it was Ethan Petrie who put up the big left-footed shot, and then Chapman had the header afterwards that must have crossed the yellow line. So a 1-0 lead for the Minnesota Twin Stars. 10 minutes plus extra time left here in this first half. Turnbull with it, being defended by Benjamin Miller. A lot of pushing and shoving between those two once again. Midfield, Kareem Darbaki backs it off, and now you're seeing it with Minnesota, the Twin Stars, taking their sweet time, letting things come to them with that 1-goal lead. Still in the first half, probably a little early to get super conservative, but if they go into the break with that 1-0 lead, they'll certainly take it, especially with the way Med City performed during that middle of the first half stretch. Keeping it in the Minnesota zone most of that portion of the game. Now it's the Twin Stars forcing the issue here. Med City takes over. Pazos up ahead looking for Adebayo once again, this time not whistled for the offsides, although he hesitated to make sure that call wouldn't be made, and now shot a little high from Matu Pazos. Good setup. Pazos upset with himself, although would have been a tough shot to begin with. He was a solid 25 yards from the net with a lot of traffic in front of him. So it probably would have been deflected away had it been lower. 37-minute mark of the first half. Minnesota Twin Stars lead 1-0. Miller with it, near side, backs out towards Adama Kita. Dumler with it now. Back to Kita, and the Twin Stars again taking the air out of the ball here, forcing Med City to wait for them, although here's a turnover as Gomez heads that one up ahead to Turnbull. Tehet with it, back to Gomez. And now Tehet near side through a couple defenders. Passes it away. And the Twin Stars don't let him get it any closer. Mia sends it across to Tiernan Talbot. Talbot doing some directing of traffic to try to get some things going offensively for Med City. It's been a stagnant last 10 minutes for the Med City offense here. As Turnbull hits the deck again, he got mixed up with Miller, and Turnbull still not getting up, holding that ankle. He is down. And now he does get up. As he saw the ball go by him. And trying to walk it off, so hopefully just a stinger or a shot to the shin, right above the shin guard. And he's still trying to walk it off. We'll see at the next dead ball if they decide to take him out. Chase right, far side. Another push here for the Twin Stars. They're in pretty deep. Left-footed attempt by Chapman. Gets deflected away. And Perez Castro thought he got interfered with, but due to the deflection, he didn't need to make a play on the ball, and Med City tries to clear it. Nifty play there by Baranidam Korda, getting past a couple defenders before hitting the turf. Tehet with the crossfield pass. 40 minutes gone here in the first half. Med City looking for a spark before the break. Gomez, near side, feeds to Pazos. And Garrido mishandled it. And the Twin Stars take over. In no rush to try and get it across midfield, catching their breath here a little bit. As Dumler has it. Their forwards jog into position as Jared Wolt heads that one back towards midfield for Med City. Tipped back, and Adama Kita retreats, gives way to Sean Teskey. And the Twin Star keeper passes ahead to Ethan Petrie. Twin Stars looking content to keep it around midfield here. And as I say that, Petrie makes some nifty moves and gets by two Med City defenders. And Petrie taken down. The whistle's going to get blown on Tiernan Talbot. Mesh Insurance Fence knows the lawyer you choose makes a difference. If you've been injured as a result of the actions of another or gotten in trouble and need legal advice, please call our team at National Insurance Defense. Our Rochester office handles cases involving both personal injury and criminal defense. Call 507-280-8090. Free kick on the way here for the Twin Stars. And that one deflected immediately off the foot of Kareem Darbaki. Twin Stars have used that misdirection for both their corner kick and their free kick. So we'll see what they do with the upcoming corner kick here. And once again, they send two players back. And they decide to just tap it in. And a nice play defensively there by Med City to clear it away. I believe that was Talbot on the far side. And now a chance here. It's ahead, pushing it ahead. Medat Mujic, far side. Retreating is that Twin Stars defense. And they collapse in on Mujic, ending the threat for the time being. Tehet wants to keep it alive, gives back to Mujic. Now Talbot lofts one in, looking for Adebayo. Cleared away. Garrido had it taken away by Darbaki. And Kareem Darbaki turns it right back over. Adebayo had an angle, got taken down. And Adebayo has been looking for that whistle all night and just hasn't gotten it. Javier Gomez tries to push it back in. Walt skies one up. And Gomez touches it. Luke Corey quickly gives it to his forward, Matu Pazos. And sliding out of bounds, deflected away is Benjamin Miller. We're just about to extra time here in the first half. As Turnbull gets taken down again. He is laboring out there. We saw him go down with a injury earlier, albeit must not have been serious enough to get him out of the game. But he's struggling a bit right now just to get through the pain. So we're at the 45-minute mark. We'll let you know how much extra time they'll put on the clock. Here comes a rush, a centering pass, a dangerous one too. As Maranidam Corda was right there. I didn't see who offered up the assist, but Med City fortunate. So that pass been another 3 inches shorter, Corda would have easily headed that one in. They have Perez Castro pretty well crossed up. As Adebayo again tries to get behind that defense for Med City. And it's picked up by Sean Teskey before he has a chance to do anything with it. We're in extra time here in the first half. Med City trails Minnesota by a score of 1-0. Ethan Petrie with it, and the officials blow the whistle. And really, since the ball didn't travel out of bounds a whole lot in that first half, we only got 1 minute of extra time. So that'll do it for your first half here from the Regional Sports Stadium. Stick around for some presentations here at halftime at the Regional Sports Stadium. Your Med City Football Club team trails Minnesota Twin Stars Football Club 1-0. Welcome back as we get ready for the second half of action here between the Med City Football Club and the Minnesota Twin Stars. It's a one-goal lead for the Twin Stars, despite the eye test saying that Med City outplayed Minnesota for most of that first half. It was Minnesota finding the net. Not the back of the net, however. It was a shot by Ethan Petrie that was headed in by Brian Chapman at about the 26-minute mark, giving that 1-0 lead to the Minnesota Twin Stars. And the shot by Petrie did hit the crossbar. It bounced down. It was a bit of an awkward play. And I thought I heard a whistle right away. It must have been shortly after the header went beyond the yellow line. J.C. Perez Castro was there for all of it. But the controversial goal was called. And so that's the difference thus far in this match. Med City spent a lot of time in that first half in Minnesota territory, but it's the Twin Stars who have the 1-0 lead. Med City will start with possession to open up the second half. Mayhem in their second home game with a record of 2-1-1 in the season, and looking to stay undefeated at home, albeit they've only had one match, their home opener, season opener, and franchise opener, the 4-0 win against El Sierras. We are underway as Tiernan Talbot sends it towards the middle and quickly has it taken away by Ethan Petrie. And now far side, it's Adebayo again trying to get behind that defense. He was busy in that first half and got called for a couple offsides calls. As the inbound comes in from the Twin Stars, trying to get it back into Med City territory. Last touch by Iggy Mia. Far side, Benjamin Miller has it for the Twin Stars. That takes some getting used to as a baseball fan to say the Minnesota Twin Stars rather than just the Twins, as Adebayo gets by and gets taken down. There is a whistle. Bit of a hesitation before that whistle blew as Chapman came in and took down. Actually, that is a substitution. I don't have that number in front of me. Number 5. Must be Festus Lamon. Called for the infraction. So a penalty kick on the way. Midat Mujic. Big opportunity here for Med City. And Mujic finds the back of the net, sending it right down Main Street and getting it past Sean Teskey. We've tied it up. 2 minutes into the second half. Scoring for your Med City Mayhem, number 10, Midat Mujic. So Med City doesn't waste any time getting back on the board here after the penalty shot was awarded. And again, Mujic didn't get too cute. So often those goalkeepers, their only chance is to guess. Teskey decided to dive to his left, and Mujic sent it right down the middle. We're at about the 49-minute mark here. And it's a brand new ball game. As Mujic looking for more, he's going to pester the keeper, Sean Teskey, who gets it away. Out of bounds, last touch by Med City.
Substitution for Minnesota Twin Stars, number 12, Raheem Omar.
In for number 19, Brian Chapman. Hope I got that right. Med City with another opportunity here as Mujic dribbled it in, backed out to Nacho Garrido. Centering pass and another takedown. I think that's Jake Turnbull, who had an injury in that first half. He's shaken up once again. Adebayo, crossfield pass intended for Turnbull, tipped away by a defender for Minnesota. But Adebayo gets it right back, and another, either an offside call or a hand. Either way, Adebayo wasn't pleased with the call. He's been whistled for a couple offsides already, and that one looked closer to an illegal touch than an offside. So we'll go with that at the 51-minute mark. And Mujic gets away with a hand touch there. And sending it in, but wide right is Med City. Estes Lamon wanted the call as Mujic tapped it down, but he had his back to the official. But no harm done. And so the Twin Stars, Teskey sending it towards midfield. Adebayo fighting on it near side. Raheem Omar tipping it away, passing it in, and now last touch by Kareem Darbaki. At least that was initially the call. Darbaki pleads his case and actually gets the call overruled. He's got it near side, defended by a couple of Med City players, both Talbot and Garrido. Minnesota using the sideline here to matriculate it down the field.
Austin Aeroflight is a proud sponsor of Med City FC, offering everything from airplane rides and flight training to aircraft maintenance, storage, and refueling services. Austin Aeroflight is your one-stop shop for all your flying and aircraft needs, and one lucky fan will be winning a Discovery flight this season. More details to come. Check us out at austinaeroflight.com or call us at 507-433-1813.
We're approaching the 54-minute mark here in the second half. It's a tie game, 1-1. Med City has had a few more chances than the Minnesota Twin Stars. But right now it's near midfield. Mujic sends it up ahead. Omar heads it back for Dumler. Near midfield, body's hitting the floor here. As Gomez sends it back across. Mujic passing ahead looking for Turnbull, who gets tangled up with Benjamin Miller again. Those two have been battling all night. Omar, a high pass up ahead. And Jared Wolt, about the fourth time tonight, he's got a tall frame and he heads it back towards midfield, stopping a couple rushes for the Twin Stars. Darbaki near side, and the Med City defense starting to pay a little extra focus to number 10 in white, Darbaki. Almost every time he's had it, Med City's put two defenders on him rather quickly. JC Perez Castro, the goalkeeper, makes a nice catch. And a quick clear. Adebayo, right side. Didn't have numbers, so it tapped it back to Matu Pazos. And now Pazos gets it back from Adebayo. And they work it around the offense here. Garrido sending it far side to Gomez. Gomez a stutter step. But good defense there by Baron Edom Corda. Med City sticking with their starters so far here. Minnesota's made a couple substitutions already. And we'll see if Luke Corey decides to go to the bench at some point here. A couple guys on the sideline, Tilo Wilk and Ludwig Hortegard, here to be trying to get loose. As Med City with another chance at a goal. Finally, Ayo Adebayo gets by the defense. And at the 56-minute mark, Med City takes a 2-1 lead.
No goal for Med City. Offside's the call.
So despite all that excitement, Ayo Adebayo called for his third offsides infraction of the night. And this one erases a goal from the scoreboard. He toes that line. Oftentimes, that is a call that officials struggle to make, and so some a little more conservative with it. And of course, it's tough to see up here from the press box when I'm sitting at the 50-yard line whether or not a player goes off sides, but
substitution for Med City, number 12, Claudio Rivadeneira, in for number 11, Jake Turnbull.
.58-minute mark of the second half. We're still tied at 1. A controversial goal was scored in the first half by the Minnesota Twin Stars, and a controversial goal reversal as the goal a couple minutes ago by Ayo Adebayo taken off the board due to an offsides. So Med City battling here. They've had more opportunities than Minnesota, but the scoreboard has it tied at this point. Good defense over there by Nacho Garrido. And the fresh into the game, Claudio Rivadeneira. Up ahead, it's Mujic. One-on-one with Dumler. And Dumler takes Mujic down and heads back against Tehet. And now Mujic again, a couple defenders. One of them, Adama Kita, has been quite the stopper this evening for Minnesota. Approaching 60 minutes. There's Matupazos. Passes back to Rivadeneira. And the ball trickles out of bounds. Last touch by Med City.
U.S. Bank works hard to support their customers and our community. They are pleased to champion athletic programs that enrich the quality of life for everyone. If you count on the U.S. Bank to serve you and to cheer on the spirit of teamwork, from the start of the game to the final whistle, U.S. Bank is helping businesses grow, families thrive, and communities succeed here in Rochester and all across the country. Substitutions for the Twin Stars, number 6, Christian Dickinson, number 9, Babatunde Oyakin, and number 13, Tyler Oliver.
So once again, Minnesota using their bench a little bit more than Med City. Only one substitution so far for Luke Corey. As these teams are getting into mid-season form here, fatigue becoming less of a factor, and quite honestly, the pace of play has been methodical enough where Med City could certainly keep their starters out there for the entirety of the game. As this hasn't been as up and down as previous matches for Med City. Pass and a shot deflected away by J.C. Perez Castro. That was Babatunde Oyoikin on the shot. But it's going to be a corner kick upcoming for Justin Oliver. And so far, the Twin Stars have not sent one all the way in. They've adapted to simply pass it. This time they do. And Oyoikin again with the shot. That one deflected away by Tiernan Talbot. And now up ahead. Nice pass. Deflected away. I think that was Iggy Nia making the deflection for Med City, perhaps saving a goal. And now numbers for the Mayhem. Mujic playing quarterback here. Passes up ahead. Adebayo has an open look, and they call him for offsides again. He looked so patient as he was just waiting for that ball to get to him. The defenders were crowded around Medat Mujic, and Adebayo visibly frustrated over there as the Twin Stars quickly try to work it over to the other end. And it appeared as Adebayo looked to take an extra second or two to wait for the ball to get to him. That pass by Mujic could have had a little bit more energy behind it. But Adebayo would have had a wide open look, and before he was even able to size up Teskey, the goalkeeper, the whistle blew. So the officials were waiting to make that call. And you hope they didn't anticipate the offsides and blow the whistle too soon. But some of the fans here certainly of that opinion. So we get a little stoppage in play here. The Dental Doctors are excited to support soccer in Rochester, located on downtown 2nd Street Southwest between St. Mary's and downtown Mayo, in the building next to the Gift of Life Transplant House. Dr. Watkins is renowned for putting patients to sleep with his stories or even with sedation medications. Perform all dental services, including surgical placement of implants, and we have great stories, including several, about soccer referees. To see the inside of the newest, nicest building in Rochester, visit dentaldoctors.com or stop by and visit us on 2nd Street Southwest. Mujic with the left-footed attempt. That one goes out of bounds. Number 19, Pepe Hidudo. In for number 6, Nacho Burrito. We are at the 66-minute mark here in the match. Med City trying to get it back in the offensive zone here. So that one goes over the head of Ayo Adebayo. He's just looking for one chance to get behind that defense. He's had a goal taken away from him and 4 offsides called. They say speed kills. But so far tonight, it's killed for Adebayo. He's getting behind the defense. There's a Yoikin who's been busy since entering the match. JC Perez Castro sending it in from Med City. Jump ball, and that one tipped in by Ethan Petrie over the top of Alexis Tehet. But it's Med City coming away with it. Kareem Darbaki passes it back. And Sean Teskey will send it over on the far side. Tipped out of bounds, last touched by the Twin Stars.
Do you want your new startup to hit the ground running with a multi-million-dollar look? Do you need help visualizing your next great idea? Views Digital Creative Services is the answer. Specializing in creative brand design, Views listens and works with you to set your company apart from the competition. Websites, print ads, brand systems, and huge wild ideas. That's Views, a proud sponsor of Med City Football Club.
Adebayo sends it back towards Tiernan Talbot. As dusk starts to fall over Rochester. Mujic, a nifty move, passes to Pazos, gets it right back. Right corner, no angle for Mujic, but he gets through a couple defenders. Passing to Pazos. trying to maintain possession, and it does eventually go out of bounds. Pazos arguing that a member of the Twin Stars touched it last. That argument falling on deaf ears for the moment as Garbaki sends it in. Dickinson had it, and then a whistle away from the action. Play getting a little physical here with about 20 minutes left, and there was an errant pass. Dickinson looking for Dumler. Put way too much on it. We'll see if Med City can capitalize here. Tahet gets met, but gets it right back. And now it's Pepe Cajudo. Back towards Jarrett Wolt. Med City wanting to make the most of this opportunity here. And that one gets taken away as they tried the centering pass. Garbaki with it, midfield. Finds Dumler with a lot of room to work here on the near side. But good defense there by Talbot, chasing him all the way back towards midfield. Dumler with another chance here, has it taken away by Tahet. Up ahead to Adebayo. He's got some space to work with here. Gives to Mujic. Looking for it right back and wants to be careful not to go off sides, as the officials have been, well, targeting him for that all night. Talbot gets tied up by Tyler Oliver, and so Med City will have possession. And they'll quickly go to work here. We only had 1 minute of extra time in that first half. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have much extra time here in the second half either. And as I say that, a member of Med City hits the ground, and the officials stop play. I think that might be, nope, that's Iggy Mia. We saw Jake Turnbull go down with an injury, although he's off the field right now. And so Mia up appears to be okay. And not a long stoppage, but still the longest we've seen in this match. They've been going back and forth, and they've spent a lot of time at midfield here tonight. These two teams appear to be fairly evenly matched. At about the midway point of the season in NPSL action. Dumler will inbound it for the Twin Stars. 72-minute mark of the second half. A little shove there. Mia getting in the face of Dumler. The play has gotten a little bit more physical here in half number 2. All that ready. Oscar Sendejas. Substitution for the Twin Stars, number 14, Oscar Sendejas. Into number 8, Ethan Petrie. Once again, Dumler mixing up with Med City, or with a Med City player. This time it's Adebayo. Earlier it was Mia. And now Dumler passing it up ahead. And a nice play there by J.C. Perez Castro, stopping the rush before it could even begin. And then throwing it on the opposite side of the field. Always a wise strategy if you've got the players that shift that way quickly, and Med City was right there. Pepe Cajudo has it now far side. Veronidum Corda battling with him. And Cajudo not quick to give it up. But eventually it's Corda winning that battle. Wolt, the big defenseman, trying to send it in against Oyekin. And it does trickle out of bounds. 74-minute mark of half number 2. Okay, 14 in for who? Dion Dozell getting ready to check in for Med City. Substitution for Med City, number 14, Dion Dozell, in for number 10, Mirat Mujic. So interesting here, Dozell scored a goal in that home opener, but he's in for Mirat Mujic, the captain for Med City, and one of the creators on offense as well. So maybe a little change of pace here and some fresh legs at the 75-minute mark is the idea. Like I said, Dozell can do some things, and there he is waiting for his opportunity. And he gets the pass here, takes it off the chest. Can't handle it cleanly. Tipped away, and now Cajudo keeps it on that end of the field for Med City. Center pass. It's deflected away. Cajudo trying to loft it ahead for Dozell. Can't find him, and it's cleared. Back towards midfield. Wolt tries to keep it in the Minnesota zone. Far side, Rivadeneira taps it ahead. And a harmless pickup there by Sean Teskey ends the charge by Med City. Dozell with it. And with those fresh legs, that can make a difference late in the match. And Tilo Wilk getting ready to check in as well. One of the goal scorers in the home opener. And so Med City has some good players over on that sideline. Adebayo has it again. This time no offsides. Called. A left-footed shot is good! And if anyone deserved that goal, it was Ayo Adebayo. And I butcher his name, Ayo Adebayo, scoring the goal. I got so excited for him after those 4 offsides penalties, the 1 illegal touch. Adebayo finally gets behind Teskey, and it's a 2-1 lead at the 77-minute mark for Med City. Scoring for your Med City Mayhem, number 18, Ayo Adebayo. Who is he in for? Okay. Substitution for Med City, number 20, Tilo Wilk. In for number 21, Matu Pazos. 20, Wilk. So Med City with the 2-1 lead now. They just need to hang on to it for another 12 minutes plus extra time. The 77-minute mark. Ayo Adebayo finally scores a goal. He had seemed to have so many chances here tonight. And this crowd knew it. If anybody was going to get the go-ahead goal, it was Adebayo. And it's interesting, he was trying to leak behind the defense all night. This time he received it before crossing the line. had about 3 defenders around him and just dribbled his way to an angle, took the shot with the left foot and snuck it inside that right post, and it deflected in past Teskey. So a small window, but Adebayo finds it, and Med City on the doorstep of their 3rd win this season as they turn over Minnesota once again and bring it towards midfield. Pepe Cajudo sends it up ahead. Deflected ahead to Teskey, who picks it up. And for Med City, the more time you can spend in that Minnesota zone, the more clock you can drain. I want to make sure they cheat back defensively. But stretches like that one that can eat 60 seconds off the clock can be huge at this juncture of the match. Dummler with some nifty dribbling. Tiernan Talbot, not impressed, takes it away and then tries to clear it. Has it deflected off of Dummler, who's visibly frustrated.
Hiller's Flooring America featuring shop flooring offers carpet, luxury vinyl tile and plank, waterproof flooring, ceramic, wood, vinyl, area rugs, and window coverings. Hiller's is Southeast Minnesota's only authorized state master flooring center, offering products and warranties no one else in the area can provide. Hiller's is locally and family owned, serving Southeast Minnesota for 70 years. Come see how our family can help your family with all your flooring needs.
So an injury timeout here for Ayo Adebayo. Looks like he's going to come out. And Ludwig Hortegard gets ready to come in. Substitution for Med City, number 8, Ludwig Hortegard. In for number 18, Ayo Adebayo. So all of a sudden, Med City, who hadn't made a substitution until about 10 minutes into the second half, they've essentially emptied the bench. They've brought in Hortegard, Cajudo, Wilk, Dozell, and Rivadeneira. And these guys with the fresh legs will have the task of hanging on to this victory as we cross over the 82-minute mark here. Only had 1 minute of stoppage time in that first half. Right now, I would guess we'll get about 3 in half number 2. Dummler near side. Passes towards the middle. And it's taken away. Justin Oliver had it only for a moment. And Tilo Wilk, been on the sideline most of the night, was excited to get a touch. Sends it ahead to Pepe Cajudo. Cajudo with a nice move. And it's sent away by Adama Kita, who's had a great night on defense for the Twin Stars. You can see Med City keeping extra numbers back right now. Tehet gets it across midfield. Dozell. Long pass over to Claudio Rivadeneira. Stays in play. He backs it out, and Med City using that clock now. Another goal would pretty much finish it for Minnesota. You don't want to be too aggressive and leave yourself vulnerable on defense here if you're Med City. And here they go, quick to retreat. Oyekin with it near side. We've seen some dangerous plays out of him already. And now streaking in is Tyler Oliver. The centering pass tipped away, cleared by Perez Castro. Holy smokes, was that close. Castro was already on his back, found a way to tip it with his foot and keep that out of the net. Little too close for comfort here for Med City fans. Another good crowd here tonight. You can't see them on your screen as they're on our side of the broadcast. But maybe just a shade under opening night. And so Rochester, at least the first couple home games here, granted this one also a Wednesday night, you'd expect the weekend games to attract even more fans. But so far Rochester has come out in support of their brand new amateur soccer club. And so far they've been treated to some entertaining games. Another Med City player down, or at least slow to get up. And that is Alexis Tehet. And he is going to go ahead and head to the sideline. Mark Haybeck will come in. Substitution for Med City, number 15, Mark Haybeck, in for number 33, Alexis Tehet. Oh, I was a little early on that call. I apologize. But Haybeck getting ready over on the sideline. And now Med City trickles past the defense. An opportunity here taken away. Nice defensive play by Emmanuel Brown. Correction, now the substitution. Hayback in for Tehet. So here we are, almost to the 86-minute mark of the second half.
Private Financial is a financial services organization that helps Christians rise with money and live generously. For more than a century, we've helped our more than 2 million member owners with wise money choices that reflect their values and provide opportunities for them to be even more generous whether they live, work, or worship. Call me, Nick Johnson, your voice of the man, at 507-226-5275 for a free consultation.
Well, another rush here for Minnesota, and a big cheer from the crowd as Med City quickly retreated and got it deflected out of bounds. Stopping any odd man rush, and that's really all you can hope for right now for Med City. It'll be interesting to see how much stoppage time they put on the clock here, as we are 3 minutes away from the 90-minute mark. As that pass sent in drifts all the way to Sean Teskey, quickly sends it towards midfield, and then Grant Gumler again tips it out of bounds. Jared Wolt looking to send it far into Minnesota territory. Trying to find Dion Dozell working against a couple defenders. Cleared away but sent back in by Ludwig Hortegard. Hortegard the give and go. It's intercepted. But Med City continuing to pass it around in the Minnesota zone. Walt, that big boot once again, looking for Dozell, too strong. And now another member of Med City down on the field. That's Iggy Mia, the second time we've seen him end up in a pile down on the turf. Grand Round Brewing Company
Mayhem Restaurant is the official restaurant sponsor of Med City FC. Join your fellow Mayhem fans before the game for a bite to eat and to prepare for the game, or come out to Grand Rounds with the team after the game to celebrate their victory. Grand Rounds will also be live streaming Med City FC's away matches, so be sure to come down and watch the Mayhem with us, even when they're not in town.
Well, and Mia needing to be restrained now by goalkeeper J.C. Perez Castro. And another yellow card is going to be issued. That'll be the second one of the game. This one to Kareem Darbaki. So I'm not sure what Darbaki did, as it looked like the contact actually came from Babatunde Ayokin. So tension's starting to flare up here a little bit. And Mia still being restrained by his Mayhem teammates here. Right now it's Hayback calming him down. And Mia needs to think big picture here.
Red card issued to number 9 for the Twin Stars, Babatunde Ayokin.
We've reached the 90-minute mark of the match, and now Babatunde Ayokin gets dealt the red card. And so for however much stoppage time we have left, Minnesota will have to play with only 10 players out on the field. So tough to know what actually happened down there. Again, the contact came from Ayokin. That's what got Iggy Mia upset in the first place, or at least down on the field and injured. Then they issued a yellow card to Kareem Darbaki. And then after some conference, decided Ayokin deserved the red card. So after all that, Med City still has the same task, to simply hold on to this victory, this come-from-behind victory. You'll remember they trailed 1-0 at the half before a goal at the 47-minute mark by Midat Mujic on a penalty kick. And then at the 77-minute mark, the go-ahead goal by Ayo Adebayo. There's a chance. Gumler up ahead, good clear, but deflected in, so it stays in the zone. And now Med City does back it out, at least for the moment. Big kick goes wide. And Med City can continue to try and milk the clock here. 6 minutes of stoppage time here after just 1 minute in that first half. We're probably a couple minutes in already. So look for a couple pushes each direction before this thing comes to an end. If you're Med City, you want to keep it around midfield or keep it in Minnesota zone. And here they go. It's Rivadeneira with it, getting taken down. A much more physical second half here. And some more confusion down on the field as Med City had the free kick. It didn't appear the officials were ready, and so they'll reset it. So more stoppage here. And I wonder, another yellow card for Kareem Darbaki. We saw a little bit of squabbling down there. It looked like it was a couple teammates, though, trying to push each other into position for Minnesota. And a yellow card was also issued to Dion Dozell, so perhaps he said something as that free kick comes in. Pepe Cajudo couldn't get an open look at it. And the Mayhem will simply try and keep it near midfield. Nice clear shot there by Javier Gomez. Yellow card issued to Met City number 14, Dion Dozell. Dozell gets the yellow card. That'll be relatively meaningless here if Med City can simply run out the rest of the stoppage time, come away with the victory. We're at about 5 minutes so far of the stoppage time, so perhaps one more rush on the way from Minnesota. And if Med City can stop it, they'll come away victorious here tonight. And instead, Tilo Wilk gets a little space up ahead. Offense being the best defense right now for Med City. Cajudo passing left side, shot attempt, saved. Wilk there for the rebound, and that one taps around. Would have been an insurance goal anyway, but that's going to not help it sting any less for Tilo Wilk. He had a good look on the rebound, and it literally went from post to post right in front of the yellow line. Corner kick on the way for Med City. Time has to be running out here. Again, we're a little blind up here with 6 minutes of stoppage time, plus there's been a couple stops during stoppage time. And we'll see when the officials decide to blow the whistle. Another corner kick on the way. They send it in. It drifts out. Wilk trying to maintain possession here. Another pass in, this one by Haybeck. It's gathered by Teskey, and I'm surprised we haven't heard a whistle yet, at least by our count up here in the booth. Twin Stars might get another rush on here. Tipped out of bounds. Smart play by Iggy Mia. Dumler quickly getting it in, knowing the time is running out. Deflected away. Back towards midfield, and there's the whistle. Med City is victorious, 2-1. Plenty of stoppage time and tension at the end, but the Med City Mayhem stay undefeated at home.
Your final score, Med City 2, Minnesota Twin Stars 1. Scoring recap for Med City in the second half at the 47-minute mark. On the penalty kick, Milat Lujic. And the go-ahead and game-winning goal at the 77-minute mark, number 18, Ayo Adebayo. Fans, thank you for joining us for tonight's match. The next home match for Med City will be next Wednesday night, June 14th at 7 p.m. against the Sioux Falls Thunder. Drive safe, head to Grand Rounds, and enjoy the Med City Football Club victory.
Just like point at me when we're going. All right. Well, welcome back to the Regional Sports Center. Nick Johnson joined by Luke Corey. And Coach, you just told me a couple seconds ago you needed some time to collect your thoughts after that one. So I'll ask you that. What are your thoughts?
That was a grinded out victory. Halftime, I told the guys, I said, if we're going to win this game, it's going to be a 2-1 game, and we're going to need to grind it out. And that's exactly what we did. And the guys responded exactly as I'd hoped they would. And we came away with the win. It was excellent.
Yeah, that first half, you spent a lot of time in their zone. They got the one goal that was a little controversial. You ran into a lot of roadblocks, but that penalty kick to start things off in the second half seemed to be a big turnaround.
Yeah, it definitely helped relieve some of the pressure and the tension that we had. I think the guys were definitely more relaxed after we got that goal, and it showed. I mean, we could have had 3, 4, or 5 more goals after that one.
Yeah, and speaking of one of the players involved in a lot of that, Ayo Adebayo got called for 4 offsides penalties, also got called for an illegal touch. He's the one who scores the go-ahead goal. So you talk about continuing to grind it out. Ayo definitely continued to try to get his chances offensively.
Yeah, it's not how many times you're offside, it's how many times you put the ball in the net. And that's all that matters on the score sheet is the fact that he scored the game-winning goal for us. So he was fantastic today.
And 6 minutes of stoppage time at the end there. Things were getting a little tense. Tell me about your thoughts during that point of the game.
Yeah, it was a battle. It was 2 teams that really wanted to win that game, and they were going hard at each other. And, that leads to some added time that, definitely puts a little bit more stress on us and pressure on us. But the guys stayed cool and calm. And as you saw, we probably could have scored another goal right at the very end there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was definitely an entertaining game to watch. And for the fans that came out again, it was a Wednesday night. We knew the home opener would be crowded, but tonight we had a lot of fans again. And so back next Wednesday for a home match after a road visit again this weekend. But what are some things that you see the team needing to work on at this point?
Our 3 main points of, before the game were execution, effort, and focus. We did great on the effort side of things. The focus and execution was a little poor in the first half, but definitely better in the second half. So that's what we're going to work on in our next training session, is just making sure that we're focused from start to finish and putting away those chances that we probably should have put away earlier in the game.
Well, Coach, you're 2-0 at home, 3-1-1 overall. Another great night, another great victory. Congratulations. And for Nick Novotny, Frank Moline, Chloe Pifo, and the rest of the Med City Football Club staff, thank you for joining us for another broadcast tonight, and have a wonderful night.